There's something about the forest that's always been unsettling. The shadows, the sounds you can't quite place, and the feeling that you're never truly alone. Tonight, I want to share 4 true forest encounters, stories from people who thought they were just going for a walk or a hike, but ended up facing something much darker. These stories are chilling, and some of them don't have an ending that makes sense. I first heard about this story from a friend of a friend. She and a group of friends decided to go camping in a forest just outside their town. It was late summer, and the forest was still full of life. Birds, insects, leaves rustling, it was the kind of quiet that felt alive. On the second night, one of the friends suggested they go for a short hike to a small waterfall nearby. They were all carrying flashlights, joking around, trying to scare each other. About 30 minutes into the hike, they noticed the trail they had been following seemed different. "Wait, weren't there 2 paths back there?" one friend asked. They had passed a fork earlier, but now it looked like there was only one path. Shrugging, they continued. After another 10 minutes, they realized something wasn't right. The forest felt denser, and the sounds of insects and birds had vanished. In their place was silence, except for the sound of something following them. They couldn't see anything, but every step they took seemed to be echoed by a step behind them. One of the friends, trying to lighten the mood, said, "It's probably just an animal." But the sound of footsteps didn't match theirs. It was slower, deliberate, and wrong. Suddenly, one friend screamed. When the others turned, she had disappeared. Her flashlight rolled onto the path, spinning in circles, but there was no sign of her. Panicked, the group ran, calling her name, retracing their steps, only to find the trail they had been on didn't exist. The fork they had passed earlier was back, exactly where it had been. They finally made it back to camp hours later. The friend who vanished? Never found. Search parties came for days, but it was as if she had been swallowed by the forest itself. The trail she disappeared from doesn't show up on any map, and locals avoid it entirely. A man named Ethan liked hiking alone. He said the forest helped him think, clear his mind, and escape from the stress of work. One evening, he decided to hike near a small river, a spot he hadn't explored before. It was late afternoon, and the sunlight barely reached the forest floor. As he walked along the riverbank, he noticed a figure on the other side leaning against a tree, completely still. At first, he thought it was another hiker, but as he approached, he realized the figure was too still, like a shadow frozen in place. "Hello?" Ethan called out. The figure didn't move. He shrugged and continued walking, but a strange feeling crawled up his spine, like he was being watched. He decided to stop and rest near the river. That's when he heard it, a soft whisper. "Don't go." It was faint, almost blending with the wind, but it was unmistakable. He froze. The figure was gone. Ethan's heart raced as he packed up to leave. But as he turned, he noticed footprints along the riverbank. Not his own, smaller, slower, like someone or something had been pacing him the whole time. When he got back to his car, he looked at the trail map and realized the river didn't even have a public trail along that side. He swore he had walked exactly where the map said was empty forest. And in the weeks that followed, he claimed he could still hear whispers in his apartment, soft and almost too distant to notice. 2 hikers on a forest trail in the afternoon, another hiker ahead with low hat and shadowed face. This one comes from a woman named Sarah. She was hiking with a friend, Jake, in a heavily wooded area that was known for its scenic views. Around mid-afternoon, they saw another hiker walking ahead. He looked normal enough, backpack, hiking boots, hat pulled low, but something about him unsettled Sarah. He didn't turn around when they passed him. Didn't even acknowledge them. Just kept walking. Empty forest trail with a cliff edge in the background, subtle footprints leading nowhere. Hours later, after taking pictures near a cliff edge, Sarah realized Jake was gone. She called his name, panicked, but no answer. Then she remembered the hiker they had passed. She ran back, thinking maybe Jake had gone ahead, but the trail was empty. Not a single footprint in the mud, not even a broken twig. Photo on camera showing a forest cliff with a shadowy figure behind a person, hollow dark eyes. Days later, when she showed her pictures to friends, Sarah noticed something horrifying. In one of the photos near the cliff edge, the hiker was standing behind her, except there was no person there when she looked. He appeared only in the picture, and his eyes weren't right. They were too dark, too hollow. Dense forest with unsettling lighting, overcast sky, isolated and quiet trail. Sarah never went back to the forest, and friends say she avoids pictures of trees entirely. She can't explain what she saw, and no one believes her. But she swears that hiker was not human.